House on Haunted Hill 3D. A 1959 film, a 1 hour and 15-minute film, 1.85 to 1 aspect ratio. This is a 2023 release by Deep Vision Studios. They have a division of Deep Vision Studios called AI Pop. Go check it out. Go to www.aipop-3d.com where you can buy this as well as other releases. They have one other release, and you can see all the other films that they're working on. It's done by Andrew, Alex, and Philip. They're doing a wonderful job over there. Alex have spent thousands of hours on this conversion, and did it pay off? We're going to talk about it in a minute. Oh, does that say 4D? It does. We're going to talk about that too. So let's talk about this is directed by William Castle. We're going to talk a little bit about the movie. There's going to be some spoilers here. Don't worry about it. If you want to turn it off, turn it off. We're going to talk about the movie, then we're going to talk about the 3D. Now, William Castle is the director. William Castle was ahead of his time. He was a showman. He was eccentric. He put an element into his movies that nobody else was doing at the time. He had this movie called The Tingler, and he had vibrators under the seat or buzzers under the seat. He had his countdown clock to the horror part of the scene or the jump scare. He had a pause, or what they call a scare pause. The audience could prepare themselves for the scare. And in this one, he talks about he introduced a new thing called Emergo. Emergo. Come see this movie with Emergo. And the ghosts are going to come right out of the screen, and it's like nothing you've ever seen. Although this movie was not in 3D, it was 2D, but he introduced this Emergo. So what is Emergo? Well, back in 1959, when this was playing at the theaters, in certain theaters, they had, with a certain apparatus, at a certain part in the movie, a skeleton would rise up and come over the crowd and go towards the screen, then come down on the screen, and meanwhile in the movie, the guy's cranking it in the movie, and it looks like he's cranking the skeleton over your head. And we're going to talk about that. That's part of the 4D here. Now, it was a big hit for a while, and then kids started, when they knew it was coming, they brought slingshots and things, and they were shooting BBs and stones and rocks up at this skeleton. And so a lot of the theaters had to quit showing the Emergo version. Part of the apparatus still survives. The Emergo apparatus still survives, and some theaters today show the original showing of this film, and they put the apparatus to work. And you can go on YouTube and just search Emergo, and you'll see some videos where people were watching this film within recent years. With the skeleton coming over the top. So anyway, that's the director. We had Vincent Price as Frederick in here. Vincent Price in all his glory. You know, he's inviting 5 people to this haunted house on a hill, and he was going to give them $10,000 if they could stay till the morning and not get killed or die or want to leave. Actually, you couldn't leave. Actually, $10,000. That's $105,000 in today's money. So if somebody offered you $105,000 to spend a night in a haunted house, you probably would do it, as these folks did. Besides Vincent Price, we've got Carol Omart as Annabella, a lovely blonde lady in here. Absolutely gorgeous. She really is. Very, very attractive in this movie. She has a contentious relationship. She's the wife of Frederick or Vincent Price, and they have a contentious relationship. He's kind of mean to her here in this movie. He's pointing champagne bottles at her like he's going to pop the cork in her head. He pulls her hair back and things like that. He thinks she's after his money. There's some motives going on here for this party. I'm not going to spoil that part for you, but you'll get to that. Richard Long as Lance. He's played in a lot of movies. He plays a good part here. You got Alan Marshall as Dr. David Trent. Carolyn Craig as Nora. Carolyn Craig as Nora. She is a nice looking brunette here in this movie, and she was very young here in this movie. Sadly, she committed suicide in her 30s. Sad story in itself. You got Alicia Cook Jr. as it looks like here Pritchard, Watson Pritchard. He plays a good part here. You're going to see his face in the beginning, and then we've got Julia Mitchum, Robert Mitchum's sister. Robert Mitchum's sister, Julia Mitchum, plays Ruth. She plays a good part here. So you've got these people coming to this mansion, and there's a bet going on. And the owner of the mansion, he's coming there too. He doesn't stay there because it's haunted. Everybody knows it's haunted. And there's several people been killed there already. And so the owner Vincent Price and his wife, they rented this place and bringing these guests here for a scare and to see if they could make it. He's very wealthy. The $50,000 is nothing to him. There's something going on here, though. Whose party is it? Is it really his wife's? Is it his? Is it his wife's? And the owner's coming along too to show him the mansion. And that's about it for the movie. I don't want to spoil it. There's some twists and some plot turns in the movie, which makes it for a pretty good Alfred Hitchcock type movie. I mean, it's not the top. It's not the top of the line, but it's a pretty darn good movie. I must say I enjoyed it. Let's talk about the 3D now. The 3D, what these guys did with this 3D is absolutely fantastic. If you order this, what are you going to get? You're going to get 2 discs. You're going to get this again. You're going to get this nice little, like a marquee poster that they made up, and it's going to tell you what's on it. So on disc one. On disc one, we got the 3D film. We got a feature commentary. We got the Alex interview where they interview Alex, and he talks about the thousands of hours he spent, and the 3D trailers of the original movie. And then you've got on disc 2, you got the 3D film and anaglyph, and you've got the 2D film, and you've got a long, in-depth talk on how Alex converted this movie. He shows you some frame-by-frame stuff. It's 38 minutes long. You're looking at his computer, and if you're a nerd like I am and you care about 3D and you want to support 3D, you are going to enjoy every second of this right there. Okay, so that's on that poster there. What else do you get in here? Well, you get this Emergo thing. I was telling you about the Emergo. And so what they've done here is they've incorporated that skeleton flyover thing here, and that's the 4D that you're talking about. So you take this here, got this little QR code there in the front of the skull. You scan that on your phone, and it opens up a scanner. And then at 1 hour and 11 minutes and 15 seconds, you point your phone at the screen, and it activates some animation that's going to show up on your phone. And that's part of the 4D thing there. It's about a 30-second animation. It comes with your glasses here, your anaglyph glasses if you're going to watch it, with your red and blue glasses. So you got the anaglyph glasses if you want to watch it that way. And then you got this little holder here that holds the glasses, and also it has a QR code here for Emergo. Point your phone at that, pulls up an app, and then if you want to trigger the Emergo on your phone without watching the movie, you point your phone at this and it triggers the little play that the skeleton would do, which would do in the theaters over your head. So let's talk about 3D. They have take this depth map, the way they do this stuff, and with computers and with AI, and I'm telling you, you got to see how they do this. They put outlines around candles, banisters. They bring the negative parallax out if they want to. They want to bring the negative parallax out. They bring it out. They want to bring some barrels out. They bring them out. They want to push somebody back. They push him back. That's what Alex is doing on here, and he's trying to keep the feel of the show. Like when his wife's standing there and he's in the background, he's pointing that bottle at her. Alex says, "I want to bring her up just a little bit, and I want to push him back a little bit, and I want her to feel like you're." And the way they do it is that's how this turns out. Yes, it has some anomalies. It's not perfect. There's some hair things that, I saw a couple of hair things like that. Some suits maybe sticking out of the corner, but nothing that, as Go Find Fun would say, and check out his review too, nothing that would bother a casual watch. If you're doing just a casual watch of this, you're not going to notice these things. Unless you're a 3D nerd, and it won't bother you. It really won't. The 3D is very good. You're going to have some hands sticking out. You're going to have some furniture sticking out, things like that. Excuse me. Sorry about that. And so the 3D is very, very good. And here's the exciting thing about this. Here's the thing, is these guys are bringing back these old films and they're making them into 3D. We have this group here. They are so passionate. If you're watching this now, you're passionate about 3D. I know you are, especially if you made it this far in this review. You're definitely passionate about 3D. And if you can imagine how passionate these guys are, they spend thousands of hours on this to take these old films that have gone into public domain. That's the thing, these have gone into public domain. Now, there was a 1999 remake of this, House on Haunted Hill, and then there was a 2007 follow-up, Return to the House on Haunted Hill. Those are more modern films, but this is the original one. So what am I going to do with this? Well, you know, for the movie itself, for the black and white horror thriller that it was, I'm going to give it 3.75 out of 5. For the 3D, look, for the conversion and all of Alex's effort, it's 5 out of 5. 5 out of 5 for Alex's effort. I got to say that. I mean, there's nothing else I could say, because this wasn't in 3D, and he made it in 3D. Thousands of hours. 5 out of 5. 5 out of 5 on a 3D. I mean, you got negative parallax, you got things coming out of the screen, you got depth. Now, look, is the movie all that exciting? Look, if you're not into a melodramatic horror film, then don't pick it up. You know, don't pick it up. You'll be disappointed if you're not. It's a melodramatic type horror film, and with some twists. But if you're a 3D buff and you want to support 3D, then you should go to www.aipop-3d.com and check it out. Look at their upcoming films that they have, and look and pick up a copy of this one, and pick up maybe the other one if you want to. You know, full disclosure, they sent this to me, and they're going to be sending them to me. I reviewed their first one for them, and that's an honest review. I got to tell you that. I highly recommend this. All right. So what did you think? Well, maybe you didn't see it yet. Go check out, go find Fun's review. Look at his review also, and go ahead and check this out. There's some trailers on YouTube. Check it out. And let me know. Leave some comments below about what's happening with 3D, how these folks are bringing this back. Leave some comments below after you've watched those trailers. Leave some comments below about that Emergo stuff you'll see on YouTube with the skeleton flying over the crowd. Just leave some comments about this exciting time in 3D now. This really is, because the big studios, they're just not getting into it. We got to count on these little guys. I live in Florida. At one time it was NASA. NASA was everything. What did they do? They canceled everything. We've got these private companies in here now shooting for Mars. It's amazing. These private little guys, they carry the torch. They picked up the gauntlet. AI Pop picked it up. Picked up the gauntlet and ran with it, and they're doing a wonderful job. All right, so hit that like and subscribe button. Stay tuned. I got a lot more reviews coming. I want you to stay safe. I want you to have a good night. As always, God bless.